G'day guys, hope you're well. First video of the week for you guys in this list, and I think it's an important one because I was noticing a few things going on at the moment. Look, first things first, needs to be spoken of about the recent movement in Bitcoin. It's probably my favorite looking chart at the minute, and here's the reasons. Monthly, bearish. Weekly, bearish in downtrend, and daily, also bearish. Lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Now, this is the first time in a long time I've actually thought this through and thought, it really does look like it could go lower. And the catalyst for that could be breaking down through the low of this candle today. If we break down through the low of this, I really can see a bit of a run, and I can see 3,000. I genuinely can. And as much as I'd like to see Bitcoin go up at the moment, it's not. And I'm a trader, so I'm just going to trade what I see, not what I think. So right now, my belief is that if we break down through here, I think we'll see it continue to move on. Now, looking at the rest of the top 10, you can actually see what the market's doing. It's basically on hold and waiting until Bitcoin does something. Now, often what we'll see across the top 10 is we might see one or two shining lights that they'll move higher or lower, and they'll sort of, I wouldn't say lead, but they'll have a lot more momentum and volatility than some of the others. In recent times, we saw Ethereum do this, as you can see, had a really good strong run up towards the back end of last year. Now it's pulled back about 50%. Let's just have a quick look at that and make sure that we're about right there. Yeah, 61.8. So it's pulled back a little bit of that move. But right now, again, it just looks like it is treading water and waiting to see what happens next. The price action being very erratic, which makes it a little bit more difficult trading on these pairs for the time being. EOS is in a very similar boat. You'll actually notice EOS has been sort of hanging out within this range for quite some time. Once again, pretty ugly and not very tradable on that top 10. Again, waiting to see what Bitcoin does. Cardano in the same boat, sideways holding in there, not a lot going on. Stellar Lumen, again, very sideways, just starting to creep a little bit lower over the last couple of days, but certainly not with any real gusto or continuation is what I'm looking for there. IOTA, right here, right now, bearish candle in that sell zone. We just don't have the downtrend in place. I mean, we've got the higher high, lower low, lower high, and if we break this level, then we'll have a downtrend. But once again, we just don't have that downtrend, whereas Bitcoin currently does. Ripple does have that downtrend in place, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, only tentatively, but it is a lower low, and a bearish candle there. But very similar to what Bitcoin looks like at the moment. So I would suspect that Ripple will follow Bitcoin, as it often does. Litecoin again last year, a really good run. Sorry, Ripple also had a good run last year. Quick, short-lived, but it did have a move. Litecoin, again, a really decent move, pulled back into that range and just looking extremely sideways right now. And look at the 4 hours, sort of stalking a short there yesterday, but it didn't really give the setup, so I'll get rid of that now. Two more to go. Bitcoin Cash, as you can see down here, again, it is in a downtrend. We do have lower highs and lower lows, but look how sideways that has been for a very, very long time. And same on the 4 hour, very sideways again. Finally, we'll look at Monero, again, very sideways. So, flick back to Bitcoin right now. With the sideways market on Bitcoin currently on the 4 hour and the downtrend displayed here on the daily, on the weekly with lower highs and lower lows, and on the monthly, well, I must determine that the likelihood of a continuation to 3,000 and possibly even below is there. It's on the cards. It could come about. So with that being the case, I'm going to position myself to make sure that if it does, I have a position there. So I'm looking at a cradle trade to be short with a minimal amount of risk and looking to basically take some downside if it was to occur. The rest of the market is probably going to follow, as it often does, and the place to find trades at the moment, from my point of view, it's mostly longs against this Bitcoin at the moment. If you have a look at Tron, a beautiful trend for quite some time. Of course, you're making Bitcoin, more Bitcoin. It does actually equate to more money as well, but you have to cash it out. So it's looking across the Bitcoin pairs and Bitcoin itself for a short for me, and that is my perspective right now. Given the fact that I've said that, I'll also put a caveat on that. This is not advice, and also this market could very much go sideways. I'm just saying if it breaks the low of this candle, the probability of a continuation is relatively high. Have a great day, guys. Bye for now.